we now move forward to a story that Robert Littal, I believe, broke at BSO on Twitter, and it involves Karl-Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler. Here is what occurred in chronological order. Kevin tweeted, we've all read there's a lot more to the Cat Jimmy turmoil than is out there. 2 days ago, the Wolves wished, this was on the 19th of September, wished Jimmy a happy birthday on IG. The top comment for a minute was, why don't you go celebrate with Cat's girlfriend some more? The Wolves almost immediately deleted the comment. The same poster went on to say, the event happened sometime in May. I looked at Cat's social media, hasn't posted about her in weeks. And then we continue on. Reddit posted, hey, plus I think Jimmy might have dipped into Cat's girlfriend DMs, causing the breakup and where we are now. When Robert Littal put out his own article, Karl-Anthony Towns went on to tweet, fake news, at Robert Littal. So here is Karl-Anthony Towns' now ex-girlfriend, just to put a face to the name. And then we continue on. Gabrielle Union at one point put on Instagram a picture of herself, right? Everybody remembers this. And then in the comments, if we could show that picture. So Gabrielle Union, the next one, married to Dwayne Wade, beautiful girl, great actress. And then Jimmy Butler then went in the comments and was like, hot damn. And Dwayne Wade was like, get the hell out of here. Do not ever do that to my girlfriend ever again. So maybe we are learning a little more about why Dwayne Wade did that. Then we continue on. Scoop just confirmed what I think we all suspected after the Shams Charania report. Cat's terms are specifically for Jimmy to be off the roster. Not about money, something crazy personal between them. Here is where the internet detectives win. They went back in time, Jimmy Butler in Italy, all right? This was on June the 9th. There he is, posting up. By the way, where do those phones still exist? So this is in, if we go to the next one, you can see on the top, Venice, Italy, all right? At the same time, you know who was in Italy? Karl-Anthony Towns' girlfriend. And then Cat tweeted soon thereafter these three tweets. Time tells all, never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake, let your values speak for itself. Cat's ex-girlfriend tweeted, everybody's silly. But then Tom Haberstroh also tweeted, Jimmy Butler and Karl-Anthony Towns' long simmering issues rose to the surface in crunch time. From November to April, Jimmy assisted on one Karl-Anthony Towns bucket. One. Continuing, Kelly Iko, well-respected reporter. Cat extremely upset in the tunnel, slams the wall, heading into the locker room. Someone with the Wolves yells, Cat, come on, quit being an F and P. By the way, it was Jimmy Butler who tweeted, who said that. Do you buy any of this? Or is it just like a nice little conspiracy? Which part of it? Because
there's a lot of it. I mean, we're talking about the relationship stuff versus the on-the-court issues with potential assist and playmaking and getting things done together. Which aspect are we talking about? Are we talking about being potentially soft after a loss or a disappointing ending?
Nope.
Which part of this are we?
I'm talking about if Karl-Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler, Cat's ex-girlfriend, love triangle on top of all of that.
It's all possible,
It's
right?
very well possible. Like him wanting out was just so, not necessarily random, but it was just like, really? He wants out already?
Yeah, it was.
Don't you want to run it back another?
Right, like, you know, they make the playoffs, you know.
Losing the first round.
And that was the whole idea, you know, get there and do something. But you run across the Rockets, you're like, hey, you know, we ran into the Rockets. Let's get better and see what we can do this year. That's the thought process, normal thought process. Again, unless you want to be somewhere else. Some of his destinations are New York and LA. And not the Lakers, but the Clippers.
Right.
Because, you know, you want to have your own thing, whichever reason it is. That's always comes into effect. You want to go to the big cities. You're in Minnesota, you'd rather be in New York or LA. You know, that these are part of the whole, I think, a part of the equation. But it's absolutely possible. You don't want to, but you can't make, from my point of view, other folks that maybe know the situation can make these assumptions and speculate about relationship things. But I can't say that's a part of it because I don't know any of these folks, right?
Right.
But it does make sense for Karl-Anthony Towns to deny it. Of course, for the ex-girlfriend to deny it. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. And Jimmy Butler, what has he said about this? That's the other part.
Nothing. Silence. Look.
Which gives, okay, we can read into everything any way we want to. That's the hard part about why stuff isn't put out there.
Yeah.
Or if it's put out there with like these cryptic messages, okay. I'm willing to go ahead and officially step into old manhood.
Oh boy.
I've been fighting it for a while. But okay, if I'm a multimillionaire athlete, if I'm the star of a team to a point where I can tell someone, hey, don't bring this guy back, this other star of the team, don't bring this guy back. And it's not just Karl-Anthony Towns, by the way, so I'm not just targeting him.
Okay.
If I'm a multimillionaire and, you know, this striking face that you see here, and I can do whatever I want with my life. I may be upset about a girlfriend or something, but I'm not gonna go on Twitter and start subtweeting and cryptic tweeting and watch your
You're talking about Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, but he's not the only one who does it. This is a culture. And this is where the old man comes in. This culture, these young punks. Man, okay. I hate to put it in this term, but man up. Okay, get mad, talk to your friends. Get on the phone and cry a little bit. Don't go on Twitter. Don't go on Twitter and cry. Okay, fine. Some people are criers. Go home and cry. Go talk to your mom. Call grandma and be like, you know, grandma, you told me when I was like 12 years old, watch out for this girl and that kind of girl. You were right because she broke my heart, grandma. Go ahead, do it. Don't do it on Twitter. Nobody wants to see that. And then after you do it, the thing is, it doesn't help you. What's the reason? Who's gonna go back on Twitter after you go on Twitter and cry, and then someone comes back and goes, you know what, Karl? That's great. I hope you feel better now. No, nobody's gonna support you on Twitter. Again, I'm not coming after just Karl-Anthony Towns. That's just the example that got me on this, because he's not the only one who does it. Everybody, professional, rich-ass athletes and actors and musicians go on Twitter and cry over a relationship. Jesus, go home and cry over your relationship. What are you crying on Twitter for? Because you know what's gonna happen next? You get old-ass, crusty men like me that give you shit for it. You get nothing positive out of crying on Twitter. Let me go to Instagram and do a story about how much I'm crying.
At least you kept it short.
Sorry. I don't understand. I like to think ahead. When I do something, there's a reason behind doing it. What's the benefit of crying on Twitter? You get nothing good out of crying.
Crying out for attention.
No, you don't. Who wants that attention? Nobody wants that attention.
No, actually, I take that back. What I think it is when you put something out on Twitter like that, I think it's like sort of like when Kevin Durant would tweet snakes in the grass. Like he knows something and he wants you to know that he knows about whatever.
That's
happened.
a reason.
Yeah.
That's
what I think.
There's an end game there.
That's what I think it is.
Okay, so if you want, again, I'm gonna go with this conspiracy theory, even though I don't really fully believe it, but I'm gonna go with it. If you're Karl-Anthony Towns and you believe Jimmy Butler is screwing around with your girlfriend, you know, if you want to cryptically tell him, hey, I know what you're up to, motherfucker, send him that message. Call him. Why are we putting it on Twitter? So Jimmy Butler's probably gonna go for multiple reasons. Even if it's just on the court, that's fine. This whole thing's gonna blow up and fall apart. And it's kind of sad because, you know, you kind of want to see what happens. But we also talked about, you know, Jamal Crawford said it was just not fun there. There's lots of things happening personally in that team. And that was another indication.
So what do you think happens in the long run?
It's all broken up. Jimmy's gone at some point. I mean, you know, there's the money factor and there's the trading factor, which you can't get anybody for because he's a free agent next year. All that stuff comes in. So he's going to go through this year if they find someone that wants to go to Minnesota, but it's going to fracture by next season.
All right,
this season will be bad for them.
I got one more question for you.
Or disappointing, not
what
bad,
is the one? Okay, what is the one Eastern Conference team you would like to see him go to?
Oh, he wants to go to the Knicks.
Aside from, can we stop?
He said the Knicks. I didn't say Knicks. I was doing the Knicks thing with LeBron.
From what I saw, okay, the Knicks are not giving up Kevin Knox. That is the one guy that you have to give up. Yeah, Porzingis, no, of course not. But the one guy that you have to, if you do like Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox, future first-round pick, knowing that you talked to Jimmy Butler behind the scenes, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna sign long-term if you trade for me. Sort of like when Earl Thomas would go to Jason Garrett, hey bro, come get me. It's sort of like that, where you know that he's gonna stay long-term. Would you do it? The moon, would you eat it?
No. And also, what wasn't on his list was Miami. That's an not underrated, but flying under the radar team that actually does better than anyone is really thinking about, and also needs maybe one
He
more.
can be the
LeBron.
man in South Beach.
Absolutely.
He can.
Hey,
Because Hassan Whiteside's probably done in Miami.
according to Black Sports Online, Jimmy Butler's a bit of a playboy. He might have some fun in Miami.
Do you know what you could get for $4.99? Maybe one pack of Skittles. You know what's better? A lot of content. So download the TYT app, available on iOS and Android.